In most respects, in order to be a successful professional actor, you will need to be in a relationship. With whom, you ask? No, this isn't a romantic relationship we're talking about here. That's your business. No, rather, I am talking about the relationship you will have with your representative, your agent and/or manager. Being with the right agent who is pushing you to clients and supporting you along the way is crucial. But it's not all just one way. Oh no, you have to work together. It's a team effort. Or at least it should be. And if you both work well together and understand each other, you, the business of show, and they, the art and angst of an actor, the better off both of you will be. In fact, this could be the longest and strongest relationship you will ever have in your life, if you're lucky. Now, I've had a lot of agents in my time as an actor, and I've seen it all. Believe you me. Too much, maybe. But I've never been happier than I am with my current agent, Amanda Perryman. She studied acting and entertainment in her youth at stage school, was a child professional actor who went on to do a ton of theater, all kinds of telly, and this all during an era when women didn't have all the rights and protections they have now, so it wasn't easy. But her experience is what elevates her and makes her a better and more understanding agent in my book. We're going to hear her story now. And if you stick around after the episode, I will give you my top 10 tips on what to look out for and consider when going after an agent. So, ladies and gentlemen, I give you Mandy Perryman. What do we do? We get funky.
That's right.
That's what we do. We get funky.
Funky song.
What are you talking about?
Oh, God. What?
Yeah, you don't need to tell us that. You just record and it's fine. I don't believe it. Just because you didn't record doesn't mean that we have to stop everything we're doing. Oh, do we have permission to go? Well, welcome to the podcast, ladies and gentlemen. That's Boy Andy ruining the show.
Yeah,
fantastic.
As if we two dunces didn't ruin it enough already. Now we have a third one.
Now we have a third dunce. God, that's a letdown. Andy barking. No, don't stop. We don't stop, Andy. Once we go, we stop. We don't stop. We're on a roll.
Anyways, are we continuing? If so,
welcome. Welcome to the show. I will play a little background music for us, though, just to get us pumped back up. Thank you.
Some funky.
I like to keep it funky on the show.
We thank you. How are you?
Jay, I'm good. How are you?
I am well, thank you. Excited to talk to this mystery guest that you have today.
You should be excited. I am also quite excited myself. This is special. This is a special guest we have today.
Yeah.
Someone that's been in the I did text you. Special guest, someone that's been in the industry for a long time.
Okay.
Someone that's close to me in a sense.
Okay. All right. Great. Let's see what else. Yeah. Awesome.
Do you have any guesses?
I don't. I have absolutely none. Honestly, you sent me, "Hi Jay, we're gonna have a special guest today," and it was Mandy P. And I was like, "It's not Mandy Patinkin. Like, there's no way he's gotten Mandy Patinkin on." So I'm like, that's
now you'll be disappointed.
Well, no, it's fine. No, I'm excited.
I'll tell you who I have on.
Okay.
I have Amanda Perryman.
She
goes by Mandy.
All right.
And this is going to blow you away. But the best part is, she's my agent!
Oh!
Snap.
Mic drop.
Microphone drop. They're too expensive to drop, so we don't drop them.
Yes, but proverbially and voicically, we do.
My agent. And she... First of all, let me ask you this, Jay. You have an agent, right?
I do. I have two currently.
Yeah. An acting. We're talking acting agent. We have the same voice agent, as you know. Does your agent look good in a bikini?
I
I
I'm
mean, would
gonna
you? No
I
offense to your agent,
no offense to my agent,
right?
likely no.
Yeah,
But you know what? Yeah, that
it's not
I
everybody's agent. My
yeah, it's not
agent,
everyone's tastes.
by the way, yeah, it's not for every agent to be. It's not a requisite
Maybe some
to
people
be.
like hair underneath a bikini, like a lot of manly hair underneath a bikini, and if so, my
Oh, like a
agent would look great.
mankini? Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, mine looks great in a bikini.
and you know this.
Well, I can show you.
Oh gosh. Wow, we
Um,
start off the podcast. Oh, my agent's coming on. Let me show you
right.
a picture of her in a bikini.
I promised that I wouldn't embarrass her, so I'm not going to. But she, yeah, she was a child actor.
Okay.
She worked in L.A.
Okay.
She worked in Britain. She was of an era, as we say, and then she moved into representing actors.
All right.
Yeah,
Well, I already have a question about that. But I'm sure we'll get into it with her.
yeah, that's the
How long have
thing.
you guys been?
Together,
How long?
you can say it
Yeah.
like that because it is
How
a
long have you been
relationship.
together? I'm like, well, should I ask now or should I? We're gonna find out in 2
How
minutes.
long?
Don't
How long have we
worry.
been an item?
Yeah.
Um,
How long have you been an item? Exactly.
a bit, I guess, kind of a bit of a story there, but a little bit over a year now.
Oh, okay.
I
Not that
think
long.
so. Yeah, or a year or more. I've wanted to work with her for a long time, but just conditions and COVID and a bunch of stuff like that kept me.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy. Obviously, I'm happy with her as an agent. But the thing that I want to point out really is that because she's been through the game,
Mm-hmm.
I think it makes a big difference. I've had a lot of agents over the years, in a lot of different places, L.A. and Prague and here in London. Um, and I noticed that there's a difference now because when you have somebody representing you who was in the game themselves, understands the
Mm,
game a little bit better, right?
yeah, that makes total
And
sense.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And you can relate to them and they can relate to you and say, yeah, they get when it's troublesome or there's
Yeah.
issues or things.
Yeah, and you can talk to them and like say things and they're like, "Oh yeah, yeah, I've been there."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Not like,
And
"What are you talking about, you weird
yeah,
actor
stop
alien?"
complaining and go out there and yeah.
Yeah.
So they kind of get it and they get the industry. And literally she's been in it a long time. I don't know too much about her past and her story. Um, so we're going to find out. But I know she started young and I've seen some of her work. Some of it is really cool. Some of it is, um, what's the word I'm
Uh-huh.
looking for?
Wow, okay, great. Yeah,
Some
look
of
for
it
that word.
might be less
Okay. Yeah.
than,
Less
well,
than.
let's see, maybe she'll
Wow,
describe
he's
it.
really choosing
Some,
his words, everyone.
maybe not stuff that you're too proud of,
Listen, to be fair, we all
but if
have those.
we all have those, and I think she's a little nervous about some of it. But and it's like, who hasn't done?
Aw,
You do what you can do to pay the bills. Um,
absolutely. I already have plenty of those, so, I feel you, Mandy.
she's great and she's fun, and I've got a surprise clip for you now
Okay.
that she couldn't find her showreel. She has an old showreel. So for audiences, check out on YouTube when we put this up. I'm gonna put off. We'll have her showreel by then. We're gonna play it at the end. So Jay and I don't have right now
Got it.
but I did. Oh man, I dug deep.
Did you?
Yeah, I dug deep. I
Wow.
really had to like.
Had to like
Oh, I don't.
did
Yeah,
you
I had
get
to. I had to. I
hacker?
had,
Did you get hacker? Like, did you start
no,
hacking
no.
the
Like, but I
internet?
had to. I had to figure out a couple things and then find like this thing.
Wow.
That I'm about to show you now, and I don't think
Mysterious.
she probably hasn't seen it in years.
Oh.
And I got the whole thing, and I found it online, and I was so thrilled. And it
Oh my
was,
gosh.
I grew up with this, and she's great in it. So I don't know. I don't want to say it like right now. I think let's show it, and then we'll talk about it quickly before I bring her on.
Okay, okay,
I
okay.
can see her waiting the wings. She's got this look on her face, like,
Like, what?
what has he done? What has he done? Okay, I got to get it right. So
Okay.
without,
Okay.
let me just put us over here.
Oh.
I'll do that. And let's see if you know this.
Thanks for the outfit, Julie.
Oh, you're welcome. They
She's
don't
covering her
want to
face.
fit.
Oh, I'm an odd size.
Oh, now, Dory, your first manicure is going to be Mrs. Crindler. She's the lady over there in the straw hat.
All right, Mrs. Crindler.
Good luck, Dory.
She drops the tray.
Maybe Doc should give her something for her nerves.
Forget about her. Gotta give me something for mine.
Area rich in marine life. Keep your eyes open and you're bound to see whales and dolphins frolicking in the waves.
Yeah, I told you. Bombshell, right? Come aboard. This is the Love Boat, by the way, for those that don't recognize and know the show. Very popular in the 80s. I love that show.
This is so
Lovely
cute.
view, isn't it?
Sorry, I'll pay for the cup and saucer.
No, that won't be necessary. I'm sorry if I startled you. I'm Captain Stubing.
You're the captain? Oh, I thought sea captains were grizzled old sea dogs, but you're really distinguished. Just the proper touch of grey.
Why, thank you.
Dory Butterworth. How'd you do?
Well,
Dory
glad to meet you,
Butterworth.
Miss Butterworth.
Oh, yeah, see? No ring.
Well, I hope you're enjoying your cruise.
Oh, yes, I am. This is the best time I've ever had in my whole entire life, ever. The best.
I wish all of our passengers were that effusive.
Oh.
So, have a nice day.
Cheerio, Captain.
Oh, this is good.
Miss Butterworth,
Oh,
if you have no plans for dinner, may I invite you to dine at the captain's table?
oh, I guess you can. You're the captain.
I'll see you around, eh?
Okay. Oh, Captain?
Yes.
Oh, nothing. I just wanted to make sure you really were the captain.
Dun, dun, dun. Wow, wow,
Oh my
wow,
God.
wow, wow. It goes on and on and on, but for now,
smiling.
I think we better bring her on. Here she is, ladies and gentlemen, Amanda Perryman,
Oh my God,
shaking her head.
that was embarrassing.
Oh, you shouldn't be.
No, that was so. I'm smiling so hard.
It's amazing.
I
How
think
long's it
was
been
a
since you've seen
trick.
that?
Oh, 20 years, I don't know,
Yeah, since
Hey.
it came out.
forever, yeah.
What do you think when you look at when you look at that?
I don't know, it's like watching someone else.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. It is. It's so long ago, I can't really even remember filming it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I remember Glynis Johns was in that episode and Mary Crosby was on that episode.
And what's his name? Junior. What's his name?
I don't
And
know.
he falls in love with
Which one you thought?
and he falls in love with a mermaid.
That was Mary Crosby, the mermaid. Yeah.
Yeah. But the guy.
Oh yeah, I
his
know
name
the
just-
blonde guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember.
It'll come to me. God, I can't forget. I can't remember.
You names people.
Yeah.
He was Gilligan, the skipper for Gilligan Island's son. What's his name? Anyway.
That was one of those magical things that happens in this business. When I was in a play in the West End at the Savoy called Noises Off,
Yes.
and
Noise off.
It's a great
yeah,
play.
and Aaron Spellings, whoever,
Ah, yeah.
came
Person.
to see Noises Off and said,
Oh,
"We've got to
okay.
get that girl in the Love Boat." And the next thing, I'm like first class to LA and being put up in some
Oh,
sports
wow.
hotel. Yeah,
On the set.
yeah,
It's iconic, first of all.
yeah.
I grew up-
It is. I
I
don't know
grew up-
why it finished.
It's a great premise for a show. And I call them Love Boat actors. I've always had this thing. I'm all about actors, so I call people Love
Yeah.
Boat actors who
Yeah.
are, you don't know their name necessarily, but you go, oh yeah, and you've seen them in an episode of Love Boat. Because if you take an episode of Love Boat, you've got 3 different storylines going, usually
Yeah,
with 2 or
yeah.
3 people.
Yeah.
So every week they need an additional cast of like 13 actors to,
Yeah.
to board the Love Boat.
Exactly.
So everybody at some point was like herded on there.
Yeah.
And then now you're included in that
I am in that
category,
Yeah.
the Love Boat actor. And she's all over the show, by the way, Jay. I mean, she's the main storyline, and the captain falls in love with her. And
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
heard of Love Boat, but I had
You
never like
never.
watched it before.
You're
No.
too young.
Yeah,
I
you're
think
too
so,
young
aren't
for
I?
the. You're too young for the Love Boat, I think.
I feel like the
But
premise
I'm
would be
not.
popular now.
You what?
You talked about how like I think it would be popular now. You said it's a good premise. I bet people nowadays would love that kind of a premise, right? With Love Island, right? Those kinds of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
No,
listening.
that's a reality show. This is
Yeah, maybe it's different.
this is something else. So tell us. Let's talk about the Mandy Perryman acting journey. You started when you were
I
young,
started when I was literally a
like
baby.
4 or something, right?
Oh
Yeah.
my
Is that
gosh.
what
A younger. I was doing commercials literally as a baby.
As a baby. Wow.
Yeah. I think my
What was
mum-
that like? What was your first experience on the set like as a baby?
I can't remember which the first one was.
But who got you into that then? Was
My
that the parents?
mum.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, my dad ran theatres and my
Okay.
mum did modelling, so they were kind of in it, you know, on the
Right.
peripheral. And so, yeah, my mum got me into it, and then I went to a stage school, and then it got even more serious, and yeah, so I've always never known anything else.
Anything else other than
Wow.
the business? Yeah.
Never, no.
And
I don't know
so
if that's good or bad.
yeah, well, it's good for us because we get a lot of
Yeah.
talking in. We get a lot
Good
of
for our
insight.
listeners.
Yeah. So what theater did your father run?
Prince Edward,
Oh, nice.
which I played towards the end of my
You-
acting career. I played it in Some Like It Hot, and so that was just like my dream come true because he worked there for like 35 years. He was the general manager of the Prince Edward.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
In London. Yeah.
So you practically grew up there.
Yeah, I
Full
did.
circle.
I used
Yeah.
to sell the ice creams for him.
Nice.
And then we did this Some Like It Hot, Tommy Steele show, and we were trying to get in from being on tour for about a year. And then we it wasn't Tom's first choice, but we eventually got into there. So it's great.
I've seen that on. I've seen that. So how much theater did you do?
I did loads, Todd.
Loads.
Oh my God, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, for like 20 odd years, I was either in the West End or on tour. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, there wasn't a lot else to do when
Yeah.
I did it. It wasn't like now. We had 3 channels, you know, and
Right.
and then theatre. And so if you were an actor, you had to do theatre.
Right.
Mm.
And now actors don't have to do theatre, but back then we all had to do it. And then we did the telly and the films in between. Yeah,
Yeah. If you were lucky,
if you were lucky. Yeah.
sort of kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So your father was in theater. You went to theater school or a drama school.
Stage school.
Stage school.
Yeah, they're not drama
is-
schools.
Okay, what is that?
What is it?
Well, you do normal lessons in the morning, and then you do singing, dancing, tap, ballet, mime, Shakespeare in the afternoon.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of fun, right?
Well, the afternoons were.
The
Yeah.
afternoon.
The afternoon was.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So then you go there like at the normal age, 5, and then you leave at 16. And so you don't have to go to drama school.
Right.
Oh.
So it's
That
like a
was the
trade
big thing.
school.
So
It's like a
actors
trade
were
school for
ready.
actors. Yeah.
Yeah, actors were ready back then at 16, you know, but now
Right.
they're like
Wow.
23. Yeah.
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 Oh,
Well, I
that's a
mean,
big
they
difference.
still exist, but it doesn't
Is there
exist
still stage schools? I don't.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Not many, but there are. Yeah.
There's kind of a version of it in the States. Like there's like a very famous school in New York called LaGuardia High School where like a lot
Right.
of famous performers go. It's like centered around performing, but you still
Uh-huh.
have to like do regular classes.
Right.
Sounds like stage school.
Sounds similar. Yeah.
Yeah. It sounds like Fame.
Fame. Yeah,
I'm
actually that
gonna
might
live
be
forever.
that
Was it-
might be the setting
went to
of
Fame.
Fame is LaGuardia High School.
Okay.
Yeah. Fame
That actually
was a dance, wasn't it?
Yeah,
American
art. Yeah,
Idol.
arts, music, and
Yeah.
dance, and theater.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. So did you go with? Was there other kids that you still know to this day that you went to school with?
Well,
are
that
still
are still in the industry.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
did anybody come out of that?
Yeah, Nicholas Lyndhurst was in my class.
Okay, right.
Dawn
know that.
Hope. I don't know if you know Dawn Hope.
No, sounds
She's
familiar, but
yeah, she's a pro. She's still
yeah,
working
right.
nonstop.
Wow.
I'm trying to think. Yeah, there's quite a few of us left. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Were
So
your
it's stuck.
were your parents pretty pushy? I imagine your parents must have been like the stereotypical stage parent, you know?
No, they
Yeah, you
weren't
do get that
really.
image, but
No.
Huh.
your mom wanted you. What was your mom doing? Was she working?
Yeah, she was just working in a shop. Yeah.
Okay.
But
But she
when
saw the potential. She saw that blonde curly hair, and she was like,
yeah,
"Oh, here we go. I've got a little Shirley Temple, little British Shirley Temple on my hands.
yeah,
Time to
probably,
make some money.
probably.
You're gonna get out there and start earning."
Well, you're not going to believe this. I think she put me in the school because I was shy, quite shy.
Okay.
But kids were
Oh.
shy back then. I mean, now kids
Yeah.
are full of it. But back then, it was normal for kids to be shy, and so I think that's why she put me in there, or one of the reasons. I don't know.
So you do a ton of theater, and then
Ton of theatre, yeah.
kind of around the age you start to blossom. Is that fair to say? I want to get into the I want to shift in from I call it the bikini years,
Yeah, the bikini years, yeah.
where
Okay.
you most everything you did, you wore a bikini.
Oh, negligee. Don't forget the negligee.
Or so, yeah, I mean, yeah, something saucy, racy.
Yeah. I was a type, which was good, I
Yeah.
think, looking back.
Yeah.
It's all, I mean, even now, I think it's really good for actors to be a type, you know?
Yeah, and you were one of the best type of types, which is
Yeah.
alluring. The sex symbol. Yeah.
Well,
Ask, or what would you call it?
I don't know. Back
How did you?
then,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what we were called. Just glamorous actresses. You know, we
Yeah.
just,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
There was lots of parts written. There was a glamorous part in every
Yeah.
telly, every
Like Noises
film.
Off. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly like Brooke in Noises Off.
Brooke.
Like a dumb
Yeah.
blonde. We were
The dumb blonde,
Dumb
essentially.
blonde,
Yeah. Which you nailed in that clip we just saw, by the way.
Thank you.
You
Yeah.
did.
Thank you.
And you nail it every time we talk on the phone, and every time you get me a casting, you just keep what? Oh, is that not?
Wow.
I mean, you play that part to the to perfection. So, at what age did you kind of realize like that you're shifting into that, and that was going to be
Probably
your
early 20s.
yeah?
I went really blonde and it just took off.
Then
Yeah.
it took off. Yeah.
Wow.
What was your first sort of then big break, other than like off stage? Let's say
Oh, crikey.
off stage acting.
What do you mean off stage acting?
No, I mean, so
you
with
mean telly and that?
yeah, like telly or film, or like when did you
I-
start really go? Oh,
I did a series called Dog Boy. You should know that, being American. No?
Dog
I
boy.
saw
was
that
Ameri-
online. I saw that, yeah, and I tried to find
it. American. It was American. It was an American cartoon
it. Right.
about this boy who had the heart of a dog. It was a comedy. It's a camp comedy thing, and we had like big rubber wigs, and it was a series, and it was out on
Oh, I gotta
BBC
look that
Two.
up right now. Okay.
It was on one. It was on one of the 3 channels,
Yeah.
and that was a great series. Yeah,
How long did that? That sounds like a series that lasted like two years,
it lasted a while. Yeah,
2 seasons.
yeah, it lasted a while.
Oh,
yeah.
I see it now. Yes, you had half plastic.
Yeah. And my dad, to get away from my mum watching Coronation Street, because it was on at the same time, he
Right.
used to watch it and he didn't know it was me.
Really?
True story, yeah.
I've got some.
That's a compliment.
Yeah. It was a compliment, yeah.
So that was one of the many. Okay, so now we can shift into this a little bit. Now we're picking up steam. I'm loving it. So a few of these things that you were doing started to hit in America. There was a crossover. I'll explain it for audiences. In America, in that era, as Mandy pointed out, they had about 3 channels here in Britain. BBC 1, 2, and 3, essentially, right? And ITV or something like that.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. In the States, we didn't have too many more. We had NBC, CBS, ABC, and then we had a few kind of local channels. Every major cities. So when I grew up in San Diego and LA, there was KTLA, there was like, the odd Channel 5 or Channel 9. And on, I think it was Channel 9, we had PBS, which was the public broadcasting station service, which was our publicly funded, very low budget because it wasn't government funded in the sense BBC is publicly funded, but through the government they get a proper budget. This was PBS where it was like, hey, call up and donate. We're trying to put a show on here, folks.
Wow. Okay.
So it was really telethons, and we're not going to be able to bring you until Ken Burns started bringing documentaries like Civil War, and he did baseball and jazz, and he did these amazing documentaries, which really people loved, and they're still great to this day. And that saved PBS on the first round. PBS today actually runs properly, and they get good programming in there. But at the time, what they really showed a lot of, and I don't know why, it was cheap or free or whatever, was British programming.
Huh.
So you could go to PBS and you could watch Red Dwarf, which was crazy, and you go, what is this? And Doctor Who, which was also crazy, and you go, what is this? Like, weird, just weird. Masterpiece Theater, which my grandfather loved because he was Canadian. So Agatha Christie, mysteries, all that kind of stuff. Those kind of British dramas and mysteries. Upstairs, downstairs. There was a couple like this, but they were pretty stuffy for me. And then, of course, what everybody remembers was Benny Hill, which we thought because, Benny Hill. Do you know Benny Hill?
No idea.
Oh, like a comedy sketch variety show. Jay's too young for sure.
He's too young. Wow.
So, and Monty Python. Sorry, Monty Python's Flying Circus. You know Monty Python. So that was it. Yeah. So we tuned in as youngsters, as kids. You would tune in definitely for Monty Python and Benny Hill. And Benny Hill was also racy. And I remember it was like from time to time, they didn't check it. They clearly hadn't checked the tapes that were coming over from Britain and watching them. Some sleepy guy at like midnight is popping in a Benny Hill tape. And of course, occasionally you had topless women and dancers and things. Not you. I'm saying the Brits in general. Not you. No, Mandy. That's standards. But very, very. But so we all tuned in for that because on occasion you'd be like, and which was unheard of in America on any television. It was like, whoa, absolutely. Did I just think what and it literally was Benny Hill. But apart from that, it was a hysterical show, I thought.
He was really.
He was funny.
When all the sexist stuff wasn't. He was really funny. In fact, they actually edited out all that sexist crap, and they just kept.
And they ruined the show.
Sketches.
And then they just ruined the. Oh no, you were.
And they started showing it recently, literally about a year and a half ago. There's the re-edited series gone out. On a strange
and now it's like all safe and stuff like that because there was a bunch of misogynist stuff and old kind of style jokes. You can just picture like the couch surfers, sitting at home smoking and watching and drinking while his wife is in the kitchen and he's watching Benny Hill, and he's chasing women and it was the whole slapping of the head and all this stuff. Pop, 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 pop. Benny Hill, that one. And the high-speed chases, it's iconic as well. We all thought, of course, in America that was the biggest show, and every Brit loved it, and this is the biggest thing. And then come to find out later, like, no, we don't watch that crap.
No.
It's like when Brits go, "Ooh, Budweiser, that's the best beer. Everybody drinks Budweiser," and you go, "No, we wouldn't drink that."
Is that right?
Yeah, we didn't drink that piss. It's terrible. So here's what I found online.
Oh God, not again! What? Oh, that's Dog Boy.
That's Dog Boy. Just to give the audiences if they're watching. I didn't find Mandy, but that was the kind of the plastic hair and stuff, right? And you did that show for a couple of years, so that's cool.
A great show.
I do have a few other. Actually, well, since we're here, let's have a little fun with it, shall we?
We're gonna get a little presentation.
Yeah, well, let's do a little slideshow. Let's see what Mandy can walk us through. So what's this?
That is a film loosely based on Faust, I think. Harry and Harriet. He's
Harry and
like a megastar. That guy is a megastar in Europe and Germany.
Right.
Huh.
This is a bad picture. This is what I grabbed quickly off the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't he? He's from Belgium or something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, he's an absolute megastar. He can't walk down the street. He has
Really?
like a big Saturday night show.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, does he still to
yeah.
this day? Okay.
Oh,
So-
I don't know. I don't know about now. That was years ago.
Harry and Harriet, and I saw him. He's wearing like leggings. So what was the premise
So
of that movie?
he was Harry. I was Harriet, and
Right.
he became me. Don't
Oh, okay.
ask.
You guys, there's a resemblance in the hair. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
He became me. Okay.
Okay, is that you?
Wow.
Oh my god, that is the premiere of a film I did called The Music Machine, which
Okay.
was like the British version of Saturday Night Fever.
Okay.
And that's the outfit from one of the dance routines. And that's
Cool
an
outfit.
actor called David Easter, and he used to be in a soap. He became quite big in a soap.
Okay.
I've forgotten which one. Yeah.
Love the outfit.
And that's from the opening night, and I was very,
You
very
were-
young.
You look young. 16,
Yeah,
17?
Yeah,
I mean,
17, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still, I
Wow.
was a dancer. I was a dancer.
Yeah,
then,
so you were a dancer for a while.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I want to talk about that at some point too, but let's go through the let's see. Okay,
To the
this.
photo album.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Roy
Aw.
Castle. Do you remember Roy Castle?
Yeah. Well, I don't remember him, but I know
That's
who he is.
Tommy Steele, me, and Roy
Right.
Castle, and that is Singing in the Rain at the Palladium.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Nice. They are also kind of megastars, aren't they? Or they were in
They were megastars, yeah.
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 For Britain.
yeah.
And here we go. Are you in here
Oh,
somewhere?
Yeah, that's me, that one there. You can't see where I'm pointing. No, left. But the one with the clothes on, funnily enough. With the black skirt.
This
yeah,
one.
that
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a shame. You should be.
What?
No, it's very classy. I love the hair. Okay, so
Right.
that's Benny Hill. Do you recognize him, Jay? At all?
Um,
It's all signed too. Oh, you signed it. There's your signature. I think it's for sale. That's why. Oh, we got to show some Benny
No, I
Hill at some
don't.
point. Oh, dun, 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 dun. And now here we go.
oh, okay.
Is that you?
Yeah, that's me, but I don't know I can't remember what it was for.
You don't remember doing that?
Oh, God, no. Please. Oh, no.
Is that you?
Well, I think they're like press pictures.
Wow.
The
Yeah.
press.
There's another one.
that was from the press. I was always in the press.
You were always naked in the press. Here's a
I
good
was
one.
not naked.
There's your
I've
headshot.
never been naked.
Well, I mean.
That was a fan thing that you used to give out after the theatre.
Oh, yeah.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like a little, not a full-size headshot then.
No, like a little postcard
Little
thing. You used to
postcard, press card thing. Yeah.
give them to the fans after the show.
Well, Bill is selling this on eBay right now, by the
I
way.
know. Well, I hope he makes some money.
Yeah,
Bill.
for Bill. Best wishes, Mandy. Oh, triple X's. Wow. Bill
Wow.
must have been thrilled. Did he wait? So people wait around the stage door, like properly,
They
the
did,
backstage
yeah.
door, and go,
They
Mandy, will you sign this? And you go,
Yeah, they did.
That's great. Is that you?
Yeah, that's me.
Oh my gosh.
Wow, we're
I could
looking
look-
at racy photos, everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. If
okay.
you're not watching this on YouTube, you might want to tune in. At some point.
Wow,
could look-
even for the what?
Look at
Even
that.
for
I
the
could do that all
time,
day.
yeah, the time that must have come out.
That's the
people must have
80s,
been
right?
Like, what?
That's Olivia Newton-John. Let's get
That,
physical.
yeah, that was 80s. Yeah.
Sweaty with rope and a bikini.
Yeah.
These are the bikini years. That's
The
what I'm talking about.
bikini years.
Bikini
They went on for a long time.
Yeah.
Probably
Yeah.
make good money.
And there's the French maid.
That is from a play, Don't Dress for Dinner.
Mm-hmm. Well, you certainly didn't. And another one.
Oh, that's a press shot, I think. Yeah.
It's impressing me.
Okay,
Sorry, I can't stop. Another little. What's this?
Another
Bat-
giveaway picture. I don't-
Baseball game. To Ian with best wishes, Nancy. Ian, everybody's selling. Why? Now that's a little. You look a little more '90s. Now we're heading into the '90s. Yeah.
Maybe. No, I don't think so.
This is a trip down. This is your life.
I,
Mandy Perryman, this is your life. Okay, now what's going on here? This is your,
well,
these are you
that's
guys
the same
again.
picture. That's Roy and Tom again, and it's just a long shot of the same picture.
Oh,
on
was
the-
it? Okay. What are
Yeah.
they about to do to you
It,
there?
it's pour champagne over me.
You want to talk about misogyny at this point?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Why are you
Can
always the
imagine-
girl? Yeah, today.
Can you imagine that happening now? No.
Yeah,
That was
I can't
19
imagine it.
That was about 1982. And that was
Yeah.
when I was going
that's fine.
into the show. And
They're
it-
fully clothed.
Of course.
You're in a bikini.
Of
I'm
Yeah.
describing this for the audience,
Yeah.
and they have bottles of champagne perched over your head, and they're about to
Yeah.
dump it on you.
And I think they did.
And here's the sexy results. And now, listen,
Exactly.
as a man, I'm offended and enticed all at the same time. I don't know how to
There you go.
explain
Well,
it.
it's so politically incorrect now, isn't it? But that
Yeah.
was a normal day's work for me.
Wow.
Yeah. Did you just carry a bikini all the time in a bag in case they
I
went?
had it in the handbag ready.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You got your bikini, Mandy? Yeah. Okay. We're ready for you. What do I need to do?
How often did you go to the gym?
Oh, well, I was dancing.
Dancing,
then,
yeah.
so-
Oh.
Okay, there's
Yeah,
some like
yeah.
there's some like it hot. We
Yeah.
found that. That's the
That was a
poster.
bit later. I think that was like about 92.
Got you, Mandy
It
Perriman.
was about
Yeah.
92.
92. Okay.
About around then, yeah. And that was the opening night of that, I think. Yeah. something.
Opening night. Okay.
Yeah, with Tom again. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. There you go. Trip
Wow.
down memory lane.
Embarrassing.
You feel embarrassed when you look at all that? Some of it.
Wasn't embarrassing at the time, but when you look back at it now, yeah.
What would you have preferred that journey to look like, given your druthers?
Well, I did a lot of comedy stuff that,
Yeah.
good work, and it's not on the internet, and I did great work in the stage and on TV and that, and films and things, but it's not on the internet. For some reason, it's all the sexy stuff on the internet.
I wonder why that is. Why would the internet only be attracted to the sexy stuff and not your funny comedy career?
I don't know, but there was one.
Yeah.
I'll
tell you, when I saw, because I'd never seen you do anything, I only knew what I knew just from the internet. But when I saw, this Love Boat bit,
Oh yeah.
I could see, couldn't you, Jay?
Absolutely.
The magic,
No, 100%.
the craft in there.
Yeah, and it
'Cause I-
noses off. Perfect role.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, it was. yeah.
Perfect. What a
But
great
you
play.
can't imagine. I can see as a trained thespian,
Mm.
the difficulty of the timing, the comedic timing.
Yeah.
Half naked,
Yeah.
out of your element in LA.
There's no closed set back then. You
Right.
never had a closed
Go
set.
change over in the
Yeah.
corner.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 everyone just watching.
Well,
just
thank you, Todd. I appreciate that because it was a skill at the time, I suppose. Yeah.
no, I think it still is. I always, you're vulnerable enough as an actor, right?
Yeah. Sure.
And then you're in a position of being regarded for your beauty, and then mostly, let's say, for your beauty. And then you're sort of forced to strip down and literally become even more vulnerable by being half naked or almost completely, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And now you're on the set of something where in the 80s, I can only imagine, the men are all fully dressed and there's no rules.
No.
There's nothing like today where you have to mind your tongue. In fact, it's being bawdy is encouraged.
Yeah.
And then here you are in that element. And then you have to perform and be really good, which you are and were clearly. Yeah. So let me ask the question then.
Oh God, what's that?
Well, no, it's a simple question because I wonder if it still resonates to this day. But, how much tougher did you have to be? How much more, you know what I mean?
Really
honed in on
tough.
your, yeah,
Question.
Really
and
tough.
honed in on the craft and like ensure that the performance was, you know what I mean? All the things. You weren't given any breaks, were you?
I don't think I had to be tough for the craft. I think you can either do that or you can't. Or
No, that's not what I mean. But in
but
order
tough
for the,
as in men hitting on you and
yeah, that
and-
too.
I mean I had to be really tough.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It was a bloody nightmare back then. Yeah.
But also to protect the performance.
To protect the performance.
Does that make sense? So what am I driving at? What are you saying, Todd? Explain yourself.
Sorry, I'm not getting it. Well, I just
If I
did-
go on-
that
if
was
I
the
go on-
easy
if-
bit. That was the easy bit of
Yeah,
the day.
yeah.
Yeah.
But they're not looking at you specifically for that. Like if you can deliver a performance, oh, great. But does she look good in bikini is first. If I get called or Jay and I gets called to the set and all we're required to do is perform. We don't
Sure,
have to
yeah.
manage being hit on. We don't have to manage being ogled. We don't have to
No.
manage stripping down into a bikini. We don't have
Sure.
to, we
Usually.
don't have to, yeah, usually. I mean, I've tried a couple times and they always say, put your clothes back on, please. And usually they call you and they go, why is this guy on our set? I'm like,
Why is he
what?
taking his clothes off?
Why is this guy here taking his clothes off? I'm
Taking his
like,
clothes off
I thought the
again.
role called for.
It's
no
Mandy.
way. Yeah, we're in outer space in this scene. Why did you think you could be in your boxer shorts?
No, I don't know. This is quite thought provoking. I think it was so normal at the time that you kind of toughened up and you got used to it. And not every job was in a bikini, but a lot of them back then. I mean, you're going back a long, long time.
Yeah.
And for every job in a bikini, I did normal jobs in clothes, but they were still like, the dumb blonde and all that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you found a niche. in
Yeah,
a
I
sense.
did. Yeah. And I never stopped working.
Did you do any drama?
Not a lot, no.
Not a lot, right? Yeah. Comedy.
No.
Comedy
All
chops.
All comedy.
All
yeah.
comedy.
Yeah.
Well, I can appreciate that, which I think is a greater skill. If you can do
I
comedy,
think
you can
so, yeah.
do drama.
I believe that, yeah. But back then you were very pigeonholed and that's what you did. And it was great because I had the right look, the right skills at the right time,
Right.
It's all about timing, isn't it?
Yeah. Being in the
And
right
the
place.
business was much smaller then.
Yes, absolutely.
So much smaller. There's so many actors now.
Sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, and shows and things, so you can't even keep track. Love Boat was like the show, for example.
It was a big show.
You know,
yeah.
and you're just like, oh, okay, that's the show. Now let's talk. Let's shift gears a tiny bit. Anyway, so you're called to LA. Is that your first time to LA when you did
Yeah.
the Love Boat?
Yeah.
And did you stick around and like meet people and network a bit, or was it back on the Concorde and the red eye back to London, or do you remember?
There's a whole nightmare story with that job.
Oh, we love
Oh.
nightmare stories.
Yeah, you want a nightmare story?
Yeah, let's go
do.
for it. I think so.
I was booked to join the cast to be a
Mhm.
series regular, and they wanted me to have my boobs done, and I said
Oh.
no. And I said no, and they were brand new, fake boobs.
The boobs were brand new.
Fake
No,
Oh,
boobs
fake
were
fake breast.
brand
Yeah,
new.
that was like
They were
sponges and
In
weird
82,
stuff.
they were
Yeah.
like silicone
Yeah,
and
yeah. Not very well done.
And you wouldn't do
And-
it.
Expensive. Was now let me
refused.
ask you this: was
Yeah.
the studio willing to pay?
I never got that far because, I had
Because that
an
might have
agent.
been
I had an
I'm-
agent at the
that's
time
me
said,
joking.
"Mandy, you got to do it. This is going to be
an
worth
LA agent
millions."
or a
No, British agent.
British agent.
And he was saying you got to do it. I was just terrified because they were unheard of then, unknown. No
Yeah,
one
and
had
the botched
Yeah.
boob job was
Yeah, and it-
common.
them. It was terrifying to me, and it was a nightmare because obviously it was a dream job
Yeah.
to go and be a series regular on the Love Boat for a little British actress, And,
Absolutely.
But that was the price I had to pay, and I couldn't do it, so I came home.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. So you were on the show, then they were gonna like renew your contract as a
Yeah.
series regular, but
Yeah.
the only way to do that was if
Yeah.
you got a boob job.
Yeah,
Wow.
you couldn't make it
Okay.
up. Could
Now
you?
that's interesting because now you couldn't make it up. I'm gonna just Can I do? I
Wow.
want to do something real quick because I got it queued up. I was gonna show it just quickly. I'll scroll through it. This is a scene. Mandy in her bikini. There you go. Nice little scene.
Morning, Dory.
There's her boobs.
Sorry.
Now, because I cut all your bits together. This is the end of the show. Just for reference, I'll do the last 20 seconds. All right, let's start from here.
job. You just fine.
Yeah, you were fantastic.
I didn't do a good job, she says.
Wonderful, right, Dad?
I'm not so sure. I won't have an opinion about Dory until she sails a dozen cruises with us.
But Captain Stubing, how can that be? Since... Oh, Captain Stubing!
This calls for celebration.
Yeah.
He's always got champagne handy for some reason. Whoop! And there's Dory, and she's all scared.
Yeah.
So that's the end of the show. And I saw that, and I was like, oh, they
She's
really set that
supposed to
up.
come back.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
set that up for her to be
That's
like
right.
a full time.
Yeah, they did.
But I didn't remember you being full
And
time.
they didn't let. They were like, they really
That was the
stuck to their
condition.
guns.
Well, if you looked at the
Absolutely.
show, if you ever watched, watched the show, there's about each episode, there's at least 20 women in bikinis walking around. That's like a major premise of the show,
Yeah.
as were most shows back then. So
Yeah.
that's a big selling point. Was that it's a cruise ship, so they're all walking around in bikinis and at the swimming pool and stuff. Was that Aaron Spelling then that was really pushing for that?
There's a guy called Douglas Kramer, who was Aaron Spelling's
Kramer. Okay.
like
Yeah, we hate
Right,
Kramers.
right hand.
one below Aaron Spelling. Yeah. So that's the story. And
So that's it.
I mean, it was devastating for me at the time, but then luckily I came back and then I went into singing in the rain. So I got over it.
Yeah. Okay. How long did that run go for then?
About forever. I did it a year and a half at the Palladium, and then it went on tour, and then it just went on and on.
But you didn't make
Hugely
millions.
successful show. No.
You didn't make, what,
No.
20,
Did you ever
30,
get
30
bored?
grand an episode?
Did I ever get what?
Do you ever get
Bored.
bored of like doing the same show over and over for like a year and a half, 2 years?
No, not
That's
the actual
great.
show. You don't get bored of doing the show. You get bored of the lifestyle, or
yeah.
not having a life. Yeah. And
Was it just in Britain, all up and
touring
down?
around? Yeah,
Yeah.
we took it to Tokyo. Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
Oh, cool.
that's cool. So that's a little bit of a ray of sunshine. What I'm trying to sort of get at is I want to move along in the Odyssey that is the Perryman Odyssey. You went back to LA at some point though.
Yeah, but I didn't do anything.
Oh, but I thought you live there for a while?
No, well, I was there for about 8 months, but I didn't. Do
Okay.
anything.
All right.
Yeah.
So at what point now you come back to Britain, you do a bunch of theater,
Yeah.
more,
Yeah.
and you do this Harry and Harriet movie and
Yeah. I did loads of sitcoms for Thames
Sitcom.
TV and
right.
yeah, loads of work. And
You
I
just
used
stuck.
to do, I literally have made like 100 commercials, and
Wow.
I
Jeez.
wanted to be a casting director. That's what I wanted to do, because I used to go to castings,
Right.
commercial castings all the time, and think they
I
haven't
could
got
do
this
that.
right. I
Yeah.
can do that. Literally, I can do that.
Yeah.
And so that's what I did. I did that for 15 years.
Yeah. So that's what
when
I
I
wanted
got
to get
out of the business in 98. Yeah.
98. And what was the last kind of thing you did where you said, I'm hanging this up?
I think I was on tour with a play.
And it
I
got
was on
boring.
tour with the play when I was setting up the casting company. And then with the casting, I did something very different. It was all for commercials, and we wrote comedy scripts around the actual commercial. So we had to include the action of the commercial, but we wrote these really funny laugh out loud scripts. And it just took off. And I did that for years and years, but that nearly kills you, because it's one of those jobs that the longer you do it, the better it gets, you know.
Mhm.
So you can do it till midnight every night, literally. It was such hard work.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. The casting.
Yeah, getting the perfect list, you know. Yeah,
Perfect list of
the
clients,
perfect list of actors
of actors.
to
To submit to the.
present for the
Right.
client. Yeah.
Okay. What was
So
the name of the company?
Mandy Perriman Casting. Yeah.
Oh,
That-
where did you come up with that name? Okay.
Todd
Simple.
hitting with the
Simple.
hard-hitting questions.
Yeah, the hard hitting, the hard hitting questions here on Offstage Acting Podcast. Phew. Okay, so Mandy Perriman casting now, and she's no longer doing commercials. She's no longer putting herself up for roles. She's like, sneaky. Maybe Mandy could do this little part. You're not okay.
No.
So you well and truly are like, it's behind you now.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
Happy as you like.
Happy as Larry.
Yeah,
Okay, great.
yeah.
And working hard and building the business then.
Yeah, absolutely. And it really was hard work, and it did pay off. I mean,
This is sort of
yeah,
pre-internet as well, isn't it? I mean, the internet was
yeah,
not
it was.
being used, so stacks of papers and
It was
photos in
a
the
fax
office.
machine. It was
Yeah.
a fax machine, and not even a computer. One of those. What do they call them? Word processors.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah,
Oh boy.
yeah.
You still use one of those, don't you? We had a little issue earlier with tech, so that's
We
fine.
did have we've got a tech issue at the moment. Yeah.
A few issues. Okay, so tell us about that, because I've talked before on the podcast about how things used to work in LA, and we had Nigel on who spoke about it, and we had Mark Beltzman, who's an older gentleman, and he was talking about going to, the agent would your agent would call you, and then you'd go and pick up the sides, and then you'd pick, and then you get them, and then you come back. I used to be at the time where we were faxed the sides, and we had a beeper. So I'd be driving around LA and pulling over and all this kind of stuff. And
Beepers
pictures,
and faxes again.
beepers and faxes and lithograph prints of your headshot in black and white, stacked with a resume stapled to the back. But that was the LA experience. What was the UK London experience?
Oh,
For
so that
actors
as an actor.
Actors and agents, yeah, and casting directors. Like how'd that process work?
Yeah, well, I had that. I had the photograph with the CV on the back stapled,
Yeah.
and I had the show reel on a CD. I used to take that to every audition.
Really? CD? Okay.
Yeah.
What'd they do? Pump that? CD? You
Yeah.
mean DVD?
You have to give it to them.
I think you're
So you'd
mixing.
have-
No,
CD.
CD. The round things,
Yeah. Well, what do they
Yeah.
watch it on? Because that technology didn't exist.
Yeah,
Video.
It did, yeah.
A video?
No,
CD-ROM,
not video.
like
a CD-ROM, yeah.
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 You can put videos on those, Todd, and then you put it into your computer, and
Yeah.
then it like
we just
loads up
said
on
we
a
just said
computer.
word processors. We said fax machines and
Oh.
word processors.
Yeah, but you're now talking about when I was acting, yeah.
But you were acting before you were casting.
Yeah, before I was casting, yeah.
So how did you have CDs?
I swear it was on a CD. I used
No.
to take it with me.
No.
The show reel. Or maybe it was a VHS. Maybe
It must have been
Might
a
have been a
VHS.
VHS.
Yeah, it would
Yeah.
not have been a CD.
I stand corrected. It must have been a VHS. Yeah, but
Yeah,
I
thank
took
you.
that to every audition. Yeah, which was, I don't think all actors did that, but I did it. Yeah.
Yeah. And gave it to them, or they just
Yeah.
like hung out, like watch this and give it back because it
No,
costs money.
gave it.
Here's this VHS of my
Yeah.
show reel. Well, maybe
Yeah.
actors didn't have that. You probably had plenty of material to show on a VHS.
Maybe, yeah.
Okay, but that's like the 80s, in early 90s. Now we're talking about mid 90s, late 90s, pre-computer. Well, computers were out and internet was out, but it wasn't like until 2000 something that, especially here in Britain, that you guys got proper internet.
Yeah.
So that period was, you would get a breakdown from still Spotlight, which is the casting. It's like casting networks for
Really? It's that old?
UK. Spotlight's been around since the dawn of.
Oh, I was in
acting.
Spotlight when I was like 4, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
Spotlight's-
gosh.
I think
Spotlight's
it's been going
80
since the 30s, is it?
Yeah,
or the
it's
40s?
like 80 years old, 90.
Yeah.
Oh my
like that.
gosh, I did not know that.
Oh
Did
yeah.
you not know that? Oh, yeah. It's like the
Yeah.
Bible. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So Spotlight, you would go. How would you get the castings from Spotlight? Would they send that
Are
by
you
fax?
talking about when I was casting?
Yeah, now you're casting.
Well, you
director.
get the brief from the client, the advertising agency, usually
On a
in
fax.
Germany in my case.
Okay.
On a fax, yeah. Later on email, but on a fax.
Yeah,
And get on with the job, yeah.
and you put, and then
But
you
it
send
was,
that
there
to
was no
Spotlight.
Spotlight. There was no Spotlight then. Spotlight was only a directory then for actors.
Yeah. Oh, just the
Now-
direct. That was just
yeah,
the director.
now
Yeah,
it's
that's
got,
right.
Now it's got the breakdowns.
Now it's got the
on it, but
breakdowns on
it
it.
never used to have that. It was
So
just
those
a-
breakdowns were sent to directly to agents,
Got it.
or you had a list of actors and you just knew.
Well, yeah, or
From Spotlight.
I'd send the breakdown out to the list of agents by fax.
Yeah,
I mean, it was a really slow process.
that's slow. So
Really
you got to go
slow.
through the book
Yeah.
of Spotlight book.
Yeah,
and you
the
go, oh,
contacts with all
right.
the agents in it, especially if it was something difficult. You couldn't.
Yeah. They need a
mainstream
6 foot tall, a 6'7" black guy
Yeah,
who speaks Zimbabwe, and then
Exactly.
you go, and then you got to dig through Spotlight, looking. I got to find this guy,
yeah.
and then you send the brief to his agent.
Well, you send the brief to the agent. The agent would
Yeah.
fax back the picture
Right. Right. Wow.
and the CV. So the fax machine never stopped.
Okay, so that's that.
So
Without the
much.
fax, it was courier probably before that. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And then you'd have them at your office. They'd come and they'd do the casting in your
No,
office.
you'd hire a studio.
Hire
Hire
the studio for the day. Okay.
For the day.
Video
and-
camera with
yeah.
VHS, not CD. We're not there yet.
Yeah, and something called pneumatics.
Ooh,
They wanted something called a pneumatic.
yes.
They were all
yes.
pneumatics because the
Pneumatic.
Europeans
It's a type
Europeans
of-
wanted
yeah.
it was like a big tape.
There's a big tape, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
An SP. It's an SP tape, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Suitable for television broadcast.
Yeah. They was
Yeah.
very good quality. And
Yeah,
then
high
they would have a VHS backup.
Yeah.
And then
it's actually
all that
Betamax, those big ones, even though they had a small Betamax as well. But yeah, then VHS backup. Okay, wow.
And then they all got with the stills and they all got shipped, couriered over to Germany, Italy,
Wow.
France. Yeah.
For a commercial or something else. Mostly commercials probably and things, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. And so 15 years of that?
Yeah, 15 years of that.
Okay.
15 years of that, literally burning the midnight oil.
Yeah, wow.
I mean, that was really hard work.
Yeah.
Because of these comedy scripts we did, we became really successful, which means you're working even harder, you know. And in the end, I just
Yeah.
thought, got to do
Yeah.
the other side. Yeah.
So then the other side being, so what year are we talking about now? We're talking about 2010?
12, 14
Yeah.
or something. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So not too long, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
You hung up your spurs there.
Yeah, I did. And now then the rest you know.
And then the rest, well, I know,
I don't
but
know.
nobody else does. You're trying to bail out on us, Mandy. You're like,
No.
enough. I've lived my life.
So you became
Yeah.
an agent. That's
The
when you
rest is
became an
history.
agent.
Yeah.
And what did you call that agency? No, nothing. Okay.
Mandy Perman Artist. You know what your agent is called.
Oh, okay. I just thought maybe you got more creative with the name. No. All right. Same thing. Did that confuse people? Were they like, I thought you were a casting director. Now what are you doing?
Oh, a little bit for the first year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why did you decide, you know what, I'll just represent actors, it's easier?
Yeah,
Or you thought it was?
I did.
Is
It
it?
is easier.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think
Because
casting.
you're not fulfilling one brief, and it's not something you can go on endlessly doing till midnight, you know.
Right.
It's hard work, but it's not like casting. That and the breakdowns used to come in as time went on with less and less lead time to get the job in. So it made it
Right.
even more difficult. Yeah.
Yeah, I see. I can picture it. They want it tomorrow kind of
Yeah,
thing. Yeah.
absolutely. I mean, I don't know if you guys look at the breakdowns, but I see it all day, every day. We need suggestions by 1 o'clock. We have
Yeah.
to get the self-tape back by Thursday. This is on like a Wednesday morning. It's like they're all so stressed out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know in what world it is that people are making these last minute decisions about
Yeah.
a
Well,
performer.
a lot of it is a recast. But they might have cast it in one country and then
Right.
they can't find it, so they come to England because they think we have everything, you know.
Right. Yeah.
Which we do. We
Right.
do have everything.
We do.
We do, but that doesn't mean they necessarily want to do a commercial, you know.
Or that they are available or last
Or they're
minute and things
available,
like that.
or they'll
Can
do
you
it for
shoot-
the money, you know.
Yeah. Can you come to Morocco for 600 pounds in
Exactly,
in
yeah.
20 in next 20 minutes? It's like, no.
Yeah.
No, we see
see
that a
it
lot
every
in
day.
voice as well, because the voice,
Yeah.
Jay and I have the same voice agent, and
Uh-huh.
you know, I got something in late last night as well. It's just, or last minute casting there where they go, we need this in the next 4 hours. Winner takes all kind of thing. It's like, geez, I don't want to compete for this, you know, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, you start noticing though. I mean, I start noticing who it is. There's a specific company, I'll say, that always sends the castings like that.
Yeah,
You
but it's
start
not their
noticing the
fault.
trends.
It's not their fault. It's the clients that are, you know, changing minds and things coming in from LA,
yeah, not the
you know, things, it's 8 hours difference. So you know, they wake up in LA at 10 o'clock in the morning and they start, well, we want this, and you know, it's 7 p.m. already here, you know, and you go, well, let me see, you know, I'll see if we can manage. So that's the way the industry is. It didn't used to be that way, but for sure something's changed.
Well,
know
email
how.
came in. It was when it went digital. I think that
Oh,
speeded
okay.
it all up,
Yeah,
didn't it?
yeah. And they just expect everybody to be on email all the time and
Yeah, I think they do. And you
message.
have to be as an agent. It's like,
Mm.
it's
Yeah,
all
you don't
so
want to
last
miss
minute.
an opportunity, right?
No, you've got to get those suggestions in straight away, you know?
Yeah. So how has your, I'd say, immense acting background, which is actually even larger than I thought, and more rich than I had imagined, how does that sort of dictate your ability to agent? Is that a verb?
I think my every waking moment, yeah, definitely. I think, yeah, it's like you were saying in the intro, you have an understanding. And I also can tell what the actors are thinking. And I
Right.
know how to sell them to the casting directors. I know what they're thinking, and but I do know what the actors are going through, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. And do you still have, I mean, I think that you do, from what I can tell. Again, I'm fairly experienced myself with agents, but I feel like you have a good reputation in town. Like you're known. You're a known entity based on the fact that you've been in the game your whole life, like literally. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
because
that
there's
helps.
still a lot of oldies around in this industry, a lot of casting directors
Oh, yeah.
that
I
are
noticed
even
that.
older than me. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Still
they're
in
still
the game.
around, and yeah, they've known me forever. Yeah.
Yeah. So who's your favorite client?
It's a guy called Todd Kramer. I just
There we go.
love and adore him.
Look at that. That's that old Mandy Perriman acting skill. Look at, she did it just like she would do it on stage. I like it.
Done.
I'm still complimented. I don't care if it was fake. How long are you gonna go? How long are you gonna go?
Oh,
What
a little bit longer.
you're enjoying?
Yeah, still enjoying it. Yeah, I mean, it's difficult. It's not an easy game. You know, actors can be difficult, let's say, but yeah, I'm not going anywhere.
See, I could never. I don't know. I've thought in the past about, because I think I would be good at it for the same reasons you are, and you've expressed that it's like, you know, I know what talent looks like, and I know what they're looking for, and I know what actors need, and I know what the client needs, but actors are flaky as hell.
Well, yeah, they're
we're gonna have to crack that out.
This is like just complete. You know what I mean? Because I mean, I wouldn't want to work with them.
No, it's difficult getting them organized. And I remember when I had a new assistant a couple of years back. The first she did a week for me. I think I went away somewhere, and she said, "Oh my God, it's like managing a load of toddlers."
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Bad?
It can be that they're just not naturally organized.
Yeah.
You know, they're always forgetting to book out, and you can't get hold of them. Like getting them on the phone can take me from 10 in the morning till 6. I could be climbing the walls.
Yeah, I need to find this person.
Like
I have an offer. Yeah.
Yeah, things like that do drive me crazy, but they're a pretty good bunch, my lot. I don't. Do you know what? I don't stick with them if they're not.
No, I noticed that.
No.
I always feel like I'm on the edge myself. I got to do all kinds of stuff to stay in your good graces, like invite you on a podcast and create all this stuff. Help her with her website. It's just like a never ending, just so I don't get the boot. I can tell Mandy don't play. Mandy don't play, to put it in an American way. So give us some horror stories, please, about actors.
Well, oh my God, you put me on the spot now. I can't.
Well,
I mean, I did have one where I couldn't get hold of him for 3 days.
Oh.
Right.
And he missed an amazing audition that he was perfect for. 3 days I was trying to track him down.
Yeah, so there it is. That's the kind of thing.
Even nowadays, like, was this recent?
This was about 2 years ago, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So they had an internet, they had a phone.
Yeah.
They have the thing.
Where do they go? They just go on holiday? They ditch
out?
He
was in Europe. He went to Europe. I don't know. The phone wasn't on. I don't know if he was partying. I don't know what he was doing. Yeah. So stuff like that.
Yeah.
Especially if it goes over a weekend, then you think, no, this is too much.
Yeah. It's one thing if it's Friday 5 p.m. and to Monday 10 a.m. But so what do you look for then? Can I ask in terms?
I look for
other than brilliance.
Other than brilliance, which they do have to have. because there's a lot of brilliance out there. So it's got to be competitive, isn't it? But other
Right.
than that, I look for types, you know.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
If they're not, like you're American, that automatically makes you a type. But if they're British, I like them to be a type, to be very individual and unique, looks wise.
Right.
Yeah.
So and
That's
Phil,
nobody wants normal,
No.
No, everyone
right.
wants. I mean, I know
Is that
you
true?
guys are American, but they
Yeah.
don't.
Everybody's looking for something, unique
Yeah,
these days, I guess. Although I see some guys that to me, the average Joe, who's average height, average build, they work a ton. If they're not super handsome but not ugly, they look great on film. They fill a niche as well, which is dads. The commercial stuff. The commercials about the kids, but they need a little dad in the background and eating a yogurt cup or something. And it's like,
yeah,
there is something to be said for if you can fulfill that role, the everyman.
yeah. If they've got the great CV, I also go for the
Right,
CV.
right,
It's
right.
all about the CV. It's
Really?
so
Okay.
it's so difficult to get people through the door. Otherwise, if people don't know who
Right.
they are, if they don't have any CV, they can be the best actor in the world with a beautiful, unique look, whatever. But you
Nothing on the
No.
resume,
Yeah,
and no
it's all
show
about-
reel, no clips and things.
Well, even if they got a good show, I find it all comes down to the CV, the
Really?
credits. It's
Oh,
all
interesting.
about the credits. Yeah.
So that's a bit of a catch-22, isn't it?
And they can have, but then you can have a CV with a load of credits, but if they're not the right type of credits, I find that doesn't work either.
Okay.
It's got to be those mainstream credits,
Television, film.
TV, films that people know, because we all
Yeah.
know there's a ton of films being made out there that don't mean diddly
Yeah.
squat.
Yeah, Jay's
Yeah.
done a bunch of those.
Sure have.
So yeah, stuff.
But you guys have got the edge because you're American, and there's a lot of American casting here.
There is, and the edge was sharper when I first got here.
Was it? You mean
In
there's more of you
2010.
now?
Yeah, for some
Okay.
reason. And
Yeah.
when I first landed, they were looking for me. I was getting calls from agents, kind of good, big agents, who
Yeah.
were calling me in because they found me. I don't know. I put myself up on some thing, or maybe I was just on Spotlight by myself or something, not really represented. And they were like digging deep. So, because they just saw American great with us, and I did have a good CV and a show reel. and stuff.
Yeah. You had the history. Yeah.
Yeah, but now things have opened up a bit. Guys like Jay are able to come in here and just do nothing and take over. They go to school for like 6 months, and then they extend their visa for 5 years, and then they never leave.
Oh,
So
is someone
you're staying
angry
put,
on-
are you, Jay?
For now, I am. Yeah, yeah. Voiceover's going well. I'm
Good.
on camera and film stuff. I don't know. I might be looking to move agents because everyone I know has been trying to get a
Here we
bunch
go.
of. Well, what? A lot of people have been getting off auditions, and I haven't gotten any like on camera auditions for like 2 months. Which almost everyone I've been on talked to, all of my friends are like, we've been getting a bunch of auditions. Anyway, so I do want
haven't
to
been
stay
getting
because
any.
I've had a good amount of opportunities here, and also I've met
Yeah.
some good people. To be honest, I've met
Well,
a lot of really good people.
Yeah, I think you're a smaller fish in a bigger fish in a smaller pond. Aren't you?
Yeah, that's right. But the
Yes.
pond hasn't changed size, but there's more fish,
Okay.
to abuse the analogy. But that is
Yeah,
what's happening.
There's more American actors coming over
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah, they're winding up here. I think Brexit had something to do with that. They lost a lot of the foreigners, which they realized, wait a minute, we needed these people to be here, and they opened up a lot of the acting schools, the drama schools here,
Yeah.
for people to come and get finish a degree, a master's or something like that.
Right.
And then once you're over here, they allow you, like Jay did,
Yeah,
extend
well,
your visa.
Well, because I think they started a new visa after Brexit happened.
Yeah.
I think it's because of Brexit. It's a postgraduate visa. If you just graduate from an accredited school, you can stay. Because historically, like I went to Lambda, I've known people that have gone to Lambda, and it's known. You go to British school as an actor, and you have to leave. It's like a thing. It was
Yeah.
always
Yeah.
known. Us in America, we knew you
Don't
go to British
plan.
school,
Yeah.
then you got to leave.
Don't
But
plan to stay.
I was very fortunate. I was in the first group of people in this new postgraduate visa that as long as you went to an accredited school, you can stay.
Is that right? Okay.
Pretty much, yeah. I
Yeah.
don't know anyone that's been denied the post-grad visa. I don't know anyone that's been denied
And
that
that gives that means you're able to work.
one. For
Yeah.
2
You don't
years.
have to get that leave to remain thing. Okay.
Well, but then after 2 years, then you have to get the Arts Council endorsement. Then it becomes much more difficult. And I was able to get that. So yeah, I got 4 more years. But so
Great.
that's when it gets harder.
So in terms of
Marry
the
a Brit.
Yeah, that's right.
yeah, or somebody like that, yeah. In terms of the American stuff, have you noticed a shift? Because
What
that's the stuff also the British actors are going for.
Yeah,
be
well,
honest.
if the British
That's
actors do the accent, and
If they can do the
you're going to
accent.
be up against them. Yeah, but I do think they'll call in the native ones first. But and yeah, there is a lot of it ever since Amazon, Netflix, and all that started up. There's a lot
Yeah.
of it.
Mm.
Yeah,
So that's a
So-
big difference.
yeah,
Sure.
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, it's definitely there's more of that now. Yeah.
What's your favorite, like casting director, agent, or actor? Which has been your favorite?
Oh, well, I think at the time, I was so young when I was doing all that. It was fantastic, you know? It was great. But at my
Actor.
age now, I'm really happy doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it's been a more of an evolution.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to go back and do that.
You keep
now.
doing your favorite thing. Your favorite thing changes,
Absolutely.
and then you move to do your
Yeah.
favorite thing again.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
What's-
really happy doing what I'm doing now.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you're good at it too, I think.
Thank you.
Yeah. And the difference then between what you've noticed, like, I just wanted to kind of highlight some of the, because you've been around for a long time and you've seen the arc. What's the biggest change so far? What's
I think
changed?
the
most?
amount of actors there are.
Okay.
Everybody's an actor, and it used to be like that in LA. Do you remember? You
Yeah,
know,
yeah. I do.
Everybody's an actor in LA, whether they're waiting your table or driving your taxi.
Yeah.
Everyone's an actor, and I think it's getting like that here now.
Hmm.
Right.
No one wants to leave school and be a plumber anymore. They want to be a pop star and actor. And so consequently, there is so many actors now. It's
Right.
frightening, and it makes it so hard for anyone to get any work.
Is that young actors or
Yeah,
old? Yeah.
Yeah, no, young, I'd say from 20 to 40, 45, yeah.
Oh, I don't
Yeah.
fall into the category of that. Then.
No,
No, you're not young, Todd.
No, I'm not young. Okay. Well, what can you do about that?
he's not as old as me. Should we make him feel better?
Oh, yeah, but you look better than I do. So yeah, more. It's becoming the
So
market is
competitive.
saturated. Yeah, and competitive. Yeah.
So
those-
competitive. And I swear actors don't realize that, because they would behave differently if they
Right.
realized that.
I agree.
If they knew how many suggestions cast directors get for one part, I think they'd probably leave the business.
Yeah. It is it's frustrating
Wow.
for me because I understand it as well, and sometimes it's like, well, they have pick of the litter.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even for small parts.
Yeah, even for one line, they're getting inundated.
Yeah. So how
Wow.
do you stand out from that sort of
Yeah.
thing? And what do you do you have a strategy for that, for getting your actors out front?
Yeah, you just got to push, and if they don't see them off spotlight, you've got to email them, ring them up, but also the actor's got to play his part. He's got to have the perfect show reel. He's
Yeah.
got to have great pictures that pop. It's
Right.
really, the pictures are so important, because the casting directors get the little thumbnails,
Yeah.
and they get the whole of their computer is just thumbnails. So
Yeah.
the picture has got to be brilliant.
Does a casting director remember actors and keep them somehow? Do you have
Yeah.
like a head for
Yeah.
faces and names?
Yeah, you do, but you remember the ones that get the jobs.
Right. Or who
They
did really
remember the
well?
ones- or who did really well, or who got penciled, or who was shortlisted,
Yeah.
or just who blew you away in the casting.
Right.
Of course, but other than that, no, they probably won't.
Yeah. And then as an agent, you have developed relationships, obviously,
Yeah.
with casting directors over the years. How's that?
Yeah.
What's the without without giving away any trade secrets, what's the kind of tenuous fine line between the relationship you have with the actor and the one you have with the casting director, and your ability to push and...
Well, you got to know which ones are kind of open to it and which ones are friendly and which ones don't want to be bugged at all,
Right.
and which ones to write in bullet points to, or which ones to really sell to, or they're all different,
Yeah.
The younger ones are a lot nicer than the older ones.
Right.
Yeah.
They're not all jaded.
No,
crusty.
exactly. That's what it is. They're much nicer.
Yeah. Okay. So you do have to sort of... It's just interesting because it's essentially the same sort of cycle for everyone. It's relationships.
It is a business built on relationships and goodwill.
Right. Wow.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that? By goodwill?
Between goodwill and the casting director, between the casting director and the agent.
Yeah.
If they don't have goodwill for you, then it's not going to work.
Like good vibes, good energy, like
want to help you, want to get your people
in.
Yeah.
Got it.
Goodwill. Yeah.
A good, like a almost service barter system between the two. So they know that you're going to deliver quality.
Yeah, exactly.
So they keep coming to you. They know that you're handling your talent in a way that's making sure they're professional. You're not going to waste their time.
Exactly.
You're the gatekeeper between them having to deal with flaky talent. And that's your job. Essentially. So, and it goes both ways for an agent, I assume, obviously, because you're the gatekeeper for them and the gatekeeper for the talent as well.
Yeah. You're in the middle. Yeah.
You're right in the middle of that. Yeah. So you have to deal with two temperaments, which is crazy if you think about it. Why you would ever want to get involved in that, I have no idea. You must be missing. Some days you must really miss that bikini.
No, not now.
You just think, bring me. That was so much easier. Just me bouncing around in my bikini. I didn't have to.
It was, Everyone did everything for you. It's true.
Yeah.
The life of an artist, if you're successful, is fantastic.
Yeah.
It's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because everyone does everything for you. Everyone organizes you. I don't think you realize as an artist what is going on behind the scenes. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. On any level, whether you're on the set, in the casting, what your agent is doing. This is why I was glad to talk to you and get some insight into that, to help actors understand, what their agent is doing for them or should be doing for them.
That's right.
And where their agent has come from and how they've gotten into this place. Do you find that a lot of agents were previously actors? Do you think?
I think a few were. Yeah, a few are. But there is a breed of them that are like business people that.
Right.
I don't know how they can do it, but yeah.
Yeah.
But there is a lot. There is a lot of work, and so when you've really stuck your neck out and you've got your client an audition that's been really hard to get, and you've had to chase the casting director or whatever, and then you ring them up and they say,
"Oh, I'm out of time.
I tell you, I'm not here." And they haven't booked out, and you just want to throttle them. Yeah, but they don't know, and why should they? It's not their job. Why should they know?
They were never taught. That's
maybe. Yeah.
That's part of the offstage acting, by the way. If you want to learn how to be successful in business, go to offstageacting.com.
Yeah.
Because that's what I'm trying to teach and show. Is like it's you're an entrepreneur if you're an actor.
Yeah, I mean it is the toughest business, and so you've got to be so on it.
Yeah.
And don't go on holiday. Go on holiday at Easter and Christmas. Be available. It's so important to be available. I told you I'd start a rant, didn't I?
Yes.
This is it. Stay available. That is so important.
Stay in touch with your agent, right?
Well, stay in touch, but just be available, because if you're swanning around on holiday, the opportunity's gone, isn't it? And I get so much of that. It's actors that I don't know how they afford it, but they seem to go on holiday all the time and miss the most amazing opportunities. And even if it's like a 4 or 5 day holiday, they can miss so many jobs by being out for those 2 or 3 days. You know? Yeah.
Yeah. Or taking other smaller jobs or different things that.
Do a job that you can drop
Yeah.
at a drop of a hat, which
That's
I
a big-
know is not easy.
Yeah, that's a tough, if you get offered a theater gig that goes for 6 months but that pulls
Yeah.
you completely out of getting other bigger parts. What's the kind of most success, you don't have to name the name, but like what's your most like successful actor that you've had, like in terms of just dynamite booker
Yeah.
hitting them?
Yeah, I've had a few of those.
Yeah.
Still got a few of those.
You've still got a few. I know.
Yeah, that people come through for and never stop working, and
they're doing all those things basically you said. Are they?
Yeah.
Do they tend to be older, or just more professional, or more
no,
talented?
they're
or...
older, got great CVs. Everybody knows them. Been around a long time. Totally professional. On the case. Do
Right.
great self tapes, and just never stop working.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they're hitting all.
But yeah.
Checking all
But
boxes.
I think it is mainly that they're so established. Everybody knows them.
Yeah. Established for being talented, professional,
talented,
courteous, organized,
courteous, and a type. Yeah.
And out of that list, what's top, do you think?
What the most important to be?
Yeah.
Oh, definitely turning up and doing a great job.
Professional, then.
Yeah. Professional. Yeah, definitely.
You could be less talented.
Yeah.
And
you could be less talented
and less experienced.
But you turn up on time, you know your
Yeah.
lines.
Yeah.
And you're nice to everybody. Yeah, people will help you.
Right.
It's when you don't turn up on time, you don't know the lines.
Yeah. And you're rude.
Yeah.
And that's probably why I'm not working so much.
And the ability to learn pages and pages of script, like the night before. And that's gotta be tough.
Yeah.
That's got to be tough.
That is tough. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm starting a new project where we're going to do scene study courses, and it's going to be, just like workshops, where you drop in, but you'll get the scene like the night before and have to just learn it. Because we used to do one that was really great, and the guy, a friend of ours, and he'd give you the scene on the spot, even, and give you 40 minutes to go away with a partner. But it more than anything, one of the biggest benefits of that was just locking in that dialogue very quickly, which is a tool. It's a muscle, and if you don't work it out, it gets weak. Yeah.
Sure, so because back in my day, we used to have rehearsal week and record the telly on a Sunday, whereas now you're just thrown on the set and you're doing 5-6 scenes a day. I mean, it's tough,
and you get rewrites on the spot.
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
Scenes the night before.
Terrifying. I don't know how actors learn it all, but you've got to really knuckle down. It's tough.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, Mandy, what a delightful experience.
I've learned so much.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Really?
I've got really? Like, she's like, huh? What have you learned?
What have you learned?
No, I've really gotten a sense of well, we've talked a lot about the history, right? I didn't realize, it's funny, I'm not like a past person, but like Todd and his guests tend to like really, you guys talk about like the past, right? And every episode, I feel like I get more and more of a picture of like the timeline, and like how things have why things have come to be the way they are, which usually, because it's just like not something I ever think about. So doing this podcast makes me have to listen to people, and I feel like every time I get more and more of this is why it's like this, there's there's a whole history, right? There's all these people that have been doing these things for this reason, and then it became this. It's like a whole history is being colored in. So it's always, I always feel like I'm learning and
And that's the reason I kind of focus on it. I know it irritates Jay because he's like, whatever, who cares? And it would irritate young people. But, to understand our past is to understand our present. So that's why I don't know, does that sound profound? Maybe.
Well, yeah, it does, but it's true.
It's true.
Yeah.
So I focus on it to a degree of how things were and how things are now, because
it's totally different.
It's totally different.
To me, from back then, unrecognizable.
Chalk and cheese.
Not for the better, I don't think.
No, and here's the other thing then, is that it is now also like a perpetual motion machine. It is going faster and changing faster than ever before.
Yeah.
Where there was, before it was 20-year period of, television was the thing, and that was regular, like the sitcom you did basically in the 80s. From the mid 60s to the 90s, television dominated on the few channels that were out there and the few shows that were big. Now, of course, streaming, YouTube, on demand, and that's all changing too. Attention spans, budgets are changing, the way things are produced, how quickly they're being produced, and how quickly they're being cast, and it's all terrifying.
Yeah,
and where we're going to go from here in a year, 2, 10 years,
who knows?
Anyone's guess, right?
Thinking about,
Other than to listen to the Offstage Acting podcast, and but to sort of prepare yourself now that this is inevitable. Change is inevitable in the business, and remain flexible, but remain vigilant in keeping an eye on where the future is heading, so that you can find your niche in there and slot yourself in. Otherwise, you might just be overrun and pushed aside. Those that are doing well with you, for example, even despite their age, have adjusted to the changes in the last 30 years.
I guess so, yeah. And they've just been consistently good and reliable and professional, yeah.
Right. Which means that they're doing the same thing in those terms, but they've had to adjust to
the
pace.
Quicker.
The pace. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so have you.
Yeah.
So God bless you, Amanda Perryman.
Thank you, Tom.
For all the great work you do.
Thank you.
And for your bikini. Because God bless your bikini. Anything you want to say to see the kids off?
Just keep at it and be the best that you can be. and know your type.
I love it. What does someone need to do to become a Mandy Perryman client? I know that you're not that you're looking for clients necessarily.
I've got to be honest. I just go for the CV. They need the credits.
So don't even bother.
If you haven't got at least 3, 4 really good credits.
Really good credits, yeah.
Really, but proper credits, yeah. Great set of pictures, great show reel, be available, and have the ability to get to London at the drop of a hat.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is not easy for a lot of people. Who can afford to live in London, I
can't. I don't live there.
No,
but I live close, and I get in. Every time you say, there's a casting in London, I go, oh, God.
I know.
Why? I have to do this.
Yeah.
Like the last one you sent me out on, just a waste of time.
Was it? I'm sorry. Was that Idris Elba one?
Yeah, that was the Idris Elba one. I talked.
Okay.
I went in there. I was in and out in 5 minutes. Lovely. Everybody was fine. It was just like I did it twice, and it was like, okay, great. And I was like,
first round of casting.
Yeah, I thought the director would be in the room because why call me into London? I could do that.
Absolutely.
I could have done that as a self-tape. Yeah, but if they're calling into London, usually it means that the director wants to see the people.
No. They just in-person castings are coming back, and actors,
they're coming back.
And the majority of actors don't like them. Some of them like them, but
it depends if they're really watching.
COVID is over.
COVID is over. If they're really watching you in the room and they really like,
you feel like you haven't wasted your time.
Yeah, if the director's there, he's talking to you. It's like, great, okay. Even if I don't get it, or I got penciled on something with you not long ago, where the director was there, and I thought it was between me and somebody else. But that fair play. It was worth it. Then I had a real shot at it, not just to go and put myself on tape. It was like, oof, reminded me of the bad old days.
Sure. Yeah. But, it sucks. I get it. I get it.
Acting sucks. That's the takeaway.
It can suck, yeah.
It's a heck of a business we're in, huh?
But if you make it, there's nothing better, is there?
There's nothing better. That's true. And you've done it all.
It's a business of extremes.
Yeah. Highs and lows, extremes, highs and lows. Yeah.
It is, yeah.
Good. Well, we're extremely grateful that you joined us today. I know it was slightly uncomfortable. There's this little say goodbye to Mandy Perryman. Hooray! Okay, we'll be in touch.
Bye.
I'll talk to you next time you have a casting for me.
Okay, bye.
Thanks.
Bye. Thanks, Mandy. Wow, Jay.
Great.
Did you take notes?
I did take notes. Actually, I put in like underlined on my notes. I wrote holidays.
Big
Because
question mark.
yeah, in question mark, because I was like, crap, I have 2 holidays planned this year. I do. I know. I love to travel. I'm like, crap.
You know,
Oh,
fair
gosh.
enough. You gotta take your holidays, but just book it out for sure with your agent. And if you take them in a certain time, the industry slows down at certain times. So like August, not much going on.
No, yeah.
But then sometimes there is, and sometimes I like to stick around in August because everybody else is on holiday, and then your agent goes, "Nobody else for this job," and you go, "I'll take it." And then I go away. In October.
Yeah. Indeed. Yeah,
It's
'cause
tough. You
then
got to
have
live a life.
Yeah, you have the low periods where you're like, I could have been
Yeah.
in Spain.
I haven't done
kind of,
anything
yeah.
for 6 weeks. I could have been, but
Could have
I
been,
I screwed some stuff up by being away, to be honest, before, and I
Is
lost.
this still you in Prague?
No, it was here, and then I went away for a while to take care of some business, family type stuff, and I lost momentum, mostly in the voice business and stuff, but also in the acting, and I've been literally kind of trying to get that momentum back because I wasn't available for almost a year.
You fell off that for a year.
Well, it was like almost a year because I was dealing with family stuff,
Yeah,
parents not
that can
doing
last a
well.
long time.
And then I came back and I was like, all right, I'm ready to roll. And COVID. And then this actor's strike. So it was like what would have been just less than a year turned into like an
3,
additional
4,
year. Yeah, on top of
whatever.
what everybody else had. And they're like, who are, and I come back and luckily I got with Mandy, finally straightened myself out enough to get with the winning team. And
You two are peas in a pod. She is absolutely your agent. It's just so funny. You two, I see it. The vibe is, yeah.
She feels like my agent. Yeah.
Yes, she does.
Yeah.
She does.
Doesn't hurt that she's gorgeous too, so it's like,
Yeah, she's stunning.
you didn't want like stunning. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not like some of the agents I've had, old grizzled, with a cigar hanging out. Hey kid.
God,
Yeah,
kid.
I got a casting for you down there. Don't bother me. Did you get my fax? And I'm like, it's 2010. We don't do faxes. I don't believe in computers. I never had that agent, but yeah, the lovely Mandy Perryman. What a treat. What a joy. Hopefully, I'll be in her good graces now. Don't say anything, but she'll put me top of the list. Top of the list. We'll see how many jobs she gets me now. Jay, my friend.
Yes.
Andy, you ruined the intro. Do you want to ruin the end of the show as well? No? Okay.
Savage.
Well, he did. I mean, I was furious, man. Took the momentum away. Golly.
It's okay.
Okay.
We got back.
Poor Andy. He's like his hangdog expression. I could just picture it. He's in the doghouse.
Okay. He doesn't do that.
No, he doesn't do that. He doesn't care. Offstage
right.
Acting Podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Amanda Perryman, super agent to the stars.
Oh yeah. Thank
Jay
you.
Riem.
Hold on.
Thank you so much. Thank you to the audiences. Hope you learned something. I know Jay did. We'll see you next time. Offstage Acting Podcast. Okay, there she goes, folks. Mandy Perryman, very special lady. Very thrilled to have her as my agent. And as I promised you, top 10 tips on what to look for when you are looking for an agent. Number 1, reputation. Research the agent's reputation within the industry. Look for feedback from friends of yours, other actors, those that she represents, he or she, in the industry. If you can do it, check out their client list. Go online, talk to other actors they represent again, and see if they have the kind of talent and experience that you expect and are at a level similar to yours. Check out their connections. What kind of connections do they have with casting directors, producers, directors? Are they networking? Do people know them? Are they liked? Communication, critical. Are they a good communicator? Do they pick up the phone? Are they available? Do they answer emails? Can you have a conversation with them? Are they listeners? Do they understand you? Or do they fob you off to some assistant? Number 5, market knowledge. What do they know about the industry? What's going on? What's happening now? What's being shot where and when? Are they good negotiators? Number 6, negotiation skills. Can they negotiate a good contract for you? Good terms, favorable terms for you. Get good deals on your behalf. The size of the agency. Are they a boutique agency? Or is it a big, giant agency with lots of little agents? Is that what you want? Big or small? There's things to consider there. Number 8, contract terms. How long are they going to keep you in the contract form? What are the exclusivity clauses? What is the breakup clause if one or the other parties wants to terminate the contract? Number 9, their track record. How successful have they been in launching and excelling their clients' careers? What kinds of parts are they getting for their current clients? And number 10, your gut feeling. How do you feel personally about being in a business relationship and a personal relationship with this person? Do you feel good with them? Does it feel like a good fit? And number 11, bonus tip, do they look good in a bikini? Okay, and that's it for this episode, folks. If you want to know more about how to get an agent or anything to do with acting at all, head on over to offstageacting.com. It's your acting outlet. And we'll see you next time. Offstage Acting.